Yells.
People always tell me stay in your lane, do your thing, but try to be different. I look at them and laugh like I ain't gon' change. I've been the same, plus I'm way too consistent.
What's up guys, it's X-Rays and welcome to a new episode of Under the Knife Dissection. Today we're going to be taking a look at the FAL and we're going to basically talk about the stats and yeah, so jump straight into it. You guys really requested this one and you guys really wanted to see the stats and you guys want to see it compared to the SMR. So next week we're going to cover the SMR and then we're going to have a gun comparison between the two the following Monday. If you guys want to see the previous episode of gun comparison or the two previous gun dissections, they will be down in the description below, so you guys can go check those out if you guys want to see other guns. Jumping straight into it though guys, the FAL is unlocked at level 22, so it's not, you know, one of those guns that you have to struggle to get to. It's not like the AN-94 where you have to get to level 55 in order to be able to use it. So definitely it's one of those assault rifles that you don't have to waste a permanent unlock on. You know, if you're trying to go through prestigious, I'd rather use a permanent unlock on a perk or a gun, you know, that's harder to get like the AN-94. So anyways, apart from that, the FAL is a semi-automatic assault rifle, which means you can't just, you know, hold down on the trigger and it's gonna destroy people. You actually have to tap it several times. It shoots one round at a time, you know, but you know, it does make up for all of those shortcomings of damage, and we're gonna talk about that a little later on. Moving on, the FAL has a magazine size of 25, and then if you slap a extended mags on this thing, it actually jumps up to 34. You know, it's not too bad. The FAL doesn't have a very high rate of fire, so you don't really need a huge amount of bullets to go through. The FAL actually does the most damage out of all of the assault rifles, its max damage being at 55 and its minimum damage at 40, which basically means that it doesn't have as much of a, you know, drop off in damage over a distance, so you don't have to worry too much about going for multiple shots to try to kill anybody. Moving on from that, the FAL has a 515 round per minute firing rate. It's not great, but again, it does have high damage and it's a semi-auto, so it would be understood that it has a lower rounds per minute. Something on the side note for you guys, if you were to slap select fire on this thing, it would actually drop down to 450 rounds per minute. Some people just don't like tapping, so it's a lot easier for them, and really it's not that much of a difference comparing to somebody who's trying to, you know, trigger finger their way through. I'm the kind of person who doesn't like using my trigger finger too much. I kind of suck at it, so even if you were to go to 515, you know, you'd have to be pretty good at using a trigger finger to do that. Anyways, jumping on from there, the time to kill of the FAL is at 0.1335 to 0.2503. It is a very low amount, or a low time to kill someone. It's actually the second lowest, only behind the M8A1. So it's definitely one of those guns that once you start popping at somebody, they're going to die pretty quick. Moving on from there guys, the FAL has a 2-shot kill range of 2, which is pretty impressive considering, you know, all the other assault rifles pretty much have a 3 to 4, sometimes a 4 to 5 shots to kill, which is really insane. So this just basically means that the FAL, you know, has a 2-shot kill range. You don't have to worry about going for the head too much with this one since it has such a high damage output, and you know, it's 53 feet, which is insane. Moving on from there, this just means that the FAL officially has a 2 to 3 shots to kill, which means you're not going to struggle with this guy. Once you start popping it into somebody, you're going to always, you know, pretty much get the kill. Moving on from there, the FAL has a 1.2 times headshot multiplier. This doesn't really do anything, even if you were at your 3-shot kill range. And all 3 of them, say you got 2 headshots and then the third one was a regular one, you still pretty much wouldn't be able to get the kill. You wouldn't be able to cut it down from 3 to 2 is basically what I'm saying. So don't go for headshots with this guy. You know, just go for body shots. It'll be simpler than trying to go for the head and ending up missing. Moving on from that, the FAL has a very low hip spread. You know, again, it's not as low as an SMG since it is an assault rifle, but then again, it is very good also. It has pretty low. You don't really have to slap a laser sight on this one. If you want to, you can if you're the kind of guy who likes to hip fire, but again, it's not really needed. Moving on from that, the FAL has a 95% movement speed. This is again normal across all assault rifles. No one assault rifle in Black Ops 2 has a 100% movement speed. You can change that by putting a stock on it if you want to. I would recommend to do that since it does kind of affect the way that Ghost works with assault rifles. If you guys want to know what I'm talking about, you guys can go check my other episodes of Under the Knife Dissection and check out how Ghost works and basically how it's affected by movement speed. Moving on from there, the knife speed of the FAL is at 1.23 seconds. It's slower. It's actually tied with the SMR as the slowest knife speed. It's not really that much of a difference, considering all the assault rifles have around a 1.2, so it's not really much of a difference, so it's not really going to affect anything. The FAL has a 0.25 ADS in and a 0.25 ADS out. So basically, again, standard numbers across the board. Moving on from there, the FAL has a raise time of 0.68 seconds and a drop time of 0.35 seconds. It's actually a little bit faster than the other assault rifles, but again, pretty standard. The normal raise time is 0.7, so you're not going to see any significant increase in any kind of power or any kind of movement around. It's not going to be easily visible. Moving on from there, the FAL, it has a 2.09 reload time, and it drops down to 1.42 if you do the reload cancel. And if you were to go straight down to your last bullet on the clip, it would have a slower time of 2.7 seconds to reload. And then if you were to reload cancel this animation, it would drop down to 1.52. It's a little faster than some of the other assault rifles. It's definitely not the fastest. But it's actually a pretty decent amount of time that it takes. It's not something that you have to worry about slapping fast mags on, because you're not going to worry too much about that. Anyway, so moving on to the last few things, the recoil of the FAL is very low. You don't have to worry about being too precise, since this gun doesn't really have a lot of kick on it, so you don't need to worry about that. And then the last thing is that the iron sights of the FAL are actually pretty clear. It's pretty easy to get shots on a target. You don't have to worry about popping a red dot sight or reflex sight or whatever you call it. Anything on this kind of gun, you don't need a sight on it. All you really need is to use those points for something else like stock or silencer, to suggest it for you guys. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of Under the Knife Dissection. If you did, remember to slap a like on this video, slap a favorite also if you really enjoyed it, and remember to leave a comment down below. What gun do you guys want me to dissect next for a gun comparison in the future? Let me know, and hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Extras, I'm out. Peace.